Warm welcome, my dear students of this academy. You can check this question answers from your notebook. Okay, so this time is your revision time, all of you. So history and introduction. Okay, so let's understand this fill-ups. People who write history are known as historians. Very good, historians. By archaeology, we mean the study of the remains of the ancient past. So archaeology. The two great epics tell us about the life and society in ancient past beside being religious books. Okay, great epics. Okay, old buildings which are important historical. Okay, old buildings which are important historically are known as monuments. Yes, Meghdut was written by Kalidas. Okay. Now see next column A and column B. Archaeology study of the remains of the past. Historians, people who write history. Histo means know this. Inscriptions means writings engraved either on stone surfaces or on metals or bricks. Manuscript, an old book or document written by hand. Very good. Now see the next one. What is history? What is the origin of the word history? Okay, history is the study of our past, a record of the events that happened long ago. It tells us about the life of people during a particular period. So the word history comes from the Greek word histo, which means know this. Okay, why do we study history? Give two reasons. History helps us to understand our society and culture. History helps us to learn. Here is learn from our past mistakes so that we don't repeat them. Okay, LEARN. Okay, that is here is a printing mistake. Okay, which period in history is called prehistoric? So prehistory means before history. Okay, this period refers to the era when men had not developed the art of writing. Okay, hence there are no written records of this period. The life of people during this period is constructed through tools, weapons, bones, etc. See the question number 4. Name two sources of history. What do literary sources include? So two sources of history are literary sources and archaeological sources. And literary sources include secular literature and religious literature. Writings related to a religion are called religious literature. For example, the Jatakas, the Ramayana. Secular literature is not related to a religion. It includes poems, plays, accounts by travelers. For example, the Indica of Megasthenes. Okay, give an example each of the religious and secular literature. So, example religious literature, the Mahabharata. That means example of secular literature, Abhigyan Sakuntalam. Okay, what do you mean by culture? Culture is the sum total of knowledge, beliefs, morals, art, customers, and laws and other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of society. So religious and secular literature, the Mahabharata. Example of secular literature, Abhigyan Sakuntalam. Okay, religious literature, the Mahabharat, and example of secular literature, Abhigyan Sakuntalam. Okay, explain the term archaeology. So archaeology means the study of the remains of the past, such as inscriptions, monuments, tools, coins, pottery, etc. Pottery, POTTERY. Okay, here is a printing mistake. Distinguish between, that means references, archaeological sources and literary sources. So archaeological sources include inscriptions, coins, tools, weapons, pottery, bones, etc. Okay, you can see here pottery spelling POTTERY. Okay, literary sources include books related to a religion and poems, plays, travelogues, etc. Okay, monuments are old buildings such as caves, stupas, temples, forts and palaces. Inscriptions are writing engraved on rocks, pillars, buildings, metal plates, etc. Religious literature is related to a religion. For example, the Puranas, Hindus, the Jatakas, Buddhists, and the Angas, Jains. So secular literature has nothing to do with the religion. For example, the Arthashastra of Kautilya and the Indika of Megasthenes. Okay, given below are some drawings. Circle those which you think below to prehistoric. You can see here picture study. This picture shows a valuable source of history. So you have to identify the source. The source is coin. How do you think these are useful? Coins gives us information about use of metal during a particular period and the economic conditions of the people. Very good. What do you understand by the term numismatics? So numismatics is the study of coins. Okay, now here the textbook keywords. History is a record of people, places and events of the past arranged in, yes, chronological order. Prehistory is the history of the period before writing was invented. Archaeology is the study of material remains of the distant past. Okay, parchment is the dried skin of goats and sheep used for writing. Sources are clues from archaeology or literature which help historians to put together a period of history. Monuments are ancient buildings such as temples, palaces and forts which are valuable sources of information of the life and times of people in the distant past. Okay, numismatics, it is a study of coins. Inscriptions are the engraving on solid objects such as metal, surfaces, stone, tablets, rocks, pillars, cave walls, etc. Epigraphy is the study of old inscriptions and edicts. Edicts are royal commands issued by the rulers. Manuscripts are the handwritten records of the past in the form of books. Religious literature, it refers to literacy writing dealing with religion. Secular literature is non-religious literature such as plays, poems, accounts of foreign travelers and other work on politics, science, etc. You can see additional questions already given. History is a record of people, places and events of the past arranged in chronological order. Prehistory is the history of the period before writing was invented. The sources of history can be broadly classified into archaeological sources and literally. The study of coins is known as numismatics. Edicts are royal commands issued by kings. Inscriptions are engravings on solid objects. Handwritten records of the past are known as manuscripts, and literally source material can be divided into religious literature and secular literature. The Greek ambassador in Chandragupta Maurya court was Megasthenes. Okay, the Chinese travelers who came to India were Fa Hin and Hyun Sang. Okay, now here is the following: paintings, sculpture achievements, monuments, architecture achievement, coins, numismatics, inscriptions, epigraphy, Harshcharita, biography of a ruler, Manusmriti, ancient law. Manusmriti is a Hindi and Manusmriti is English. Okay, Arthashastra, politics, Fahin, Chinese traveler. So what is history? Why do we study history? So history is a record of people, places and events of the past in the chronological order. We study history because it tells us about the problems of our ancestors, their aspiration as well as their achievements. Okay, now how many questions are left? Okay, this one is okay. So yeah, this one done. Okay, what is the next one? What is the difference between prehistory and history? The main difference between prehistory and history is that we have written records in history and have no written records in prehistory. Okay, got it? Prehistory and history, the main difference between prehistory and history that we have written records in history and have no written records in prehistory. Okay, how many groups can the sources of history be broadly divided into? Name them. So the sources of history can be broadly divided into two groups: archaeological sources and literary sources. Okay, what is archaeology? Why is it so important for the study of prehistory? So archaeology is the study of material remains of the distant past. Archaeology is so important for the study of the prehistory because we have no written records, only the materials like stones, metals, tools, pottery, images, coins, monuments, jewelry. Okay, jewelry, not jewelry. Okay, jewelry and figures are very helpful in the study of what are monuments. Monuments are ancient buildings such as temples, palaces and forts which are are valuable source of information of the life and time of people in the distant past. Name 5 archaeological objects that provide important clues to the history of humans in the ancient period. Stones, metals, tools, pottery, monuments, coins and figures are archaeological objects that provide important clues to the history of humans in the ancient period. Why is the study of coins considered an important source of ancient history? So the coins are an important source of information about the reign of kings and the extent of their empires, economic conditions, trade, art and religion of that era. Okay, so the coins are considered an important source of ancient history. What information do we get from inscriptions? So the inscription provide us the information about rulers and the extent of their empires, important events and also about the religious and cultural life of the people in a particular period. Why are inscriptions a reliable source of information? So inscriptions are reliable source of information because they were written during the reign of great king, okay, and are still intact in their original form. What are manuscript? On what surfaces were they written? So manuscript are the handwritten records of the past in the form of books, and these records were written on a variety of surfaces such as dried sheep or goat skin, dried palm leaf, the bark of which, okay, trees, okay, birch trees and much later on paper. How many categories can you divide literary sources into? Name them. So literary sources can be divided into 2 categories: religious literature, secular literature. What do you understand by secular literature? Give 2 examples. Non-religious literature is known as secular literature. It includes biographies of important historical characters. For example, Harshcharita by Banbhatta, Dharmas, and poems by famous writers Kalidas, folk tales such as Panchtantra. Okay, Banbhatta. Yeah. State whether the following are true or false. History is only a record of great kings and queens. No, false. Okay. The study of old inscriptions is known as epigraphy. True. Okay. Banbhatta wrote Harshcharita. So true. Panchtantra is a part of religious literature. False. The Angas are the religious literature of the Buddhist. False. Okay. So now here given the picture below is the painting from a manuscript of the Rig Veda showing the various gods and goddess worship. You can see here. What kind of source of history is this? It is a literary source of history. Is this religious or secular in nature? This is religious in nature. And what kind of information does this source of history reveal? So these sources of history have helped historians to reconstruct the distant past and give a fairly accurate picture of ancient India. So what you have to do, you have to revise these completely, this question answer of from this chapter. Okay, understood completely of this chapter and also learn it. Be careful while learning. Next thing is that I've already explained this chapter with question answer and this is your repetition time. So I have already repeated. Understood completely all of you.